Yeah, because God was preparing you. So as much as you think that you were getting sick, no, He was building you to get stronger.
More of your ability.
My name is Tamika Sutherland. This is my story. I'm 28 years old. I was diagnosed with stage 3B lung cancer, adenocarcinoma, August 4th.
You make my life so beautiful.
Every pain, there's a story. Why there's a story? Because of what happens and the lessons that you learn from it.
There's nothing greater.
The day I was diagnosed, I was walking home from work, and it took me about 45 minutes to get home, and it usually took me 5 minutes to get home. And that day I knew there was something wrong. So I had told my mom, she was a nurse, and she had told me to go to the walk-in clinic. So I went. The doctor listened to my lungs, told me we need to go do an x-ray. We went, did the x-ray. He told me to go to the hospital because he thinks that I have TB. So he sent me with a mask and a disc. At that time, I had gone, we were there for about 3 hours before the ER doctor came to see me. And he had told me that I'm going to be isolated for about 2 weeks until they run more tests. I had done a CT scan, x-ray, MRI, and a bone scan. And then a month later, I was still in the hospital, and I seen a thoracic surgeon, and they had told me they need to do a bronchoscopy to find out exactly what's in my lungs. And then that's when they told me I had lung cancer. And about 2 months later, I did a PET scan, and they told me the stage I was in a week after, and it was 3B.
So with 3B stage, is that like in between 3 and 4?
Yeah, like 4 is the highest. Like 4 is, it's everywhere in your body. 3B is, it's so advanced in your lungs that it's not curable. Yeah.
So your cancer is non-curable?
So they say. After a year and a half, it progressed because the IV chemo wasn't working. So recently, I did another study where it made me feel like I was claustrophobic in my own body.
Yes, yes.
It was pressing on my bladder, so I had to wear defense. I couldn't sleep. Basically, there was a lot of fluid on my lungs also. So they couldn't determine if it progressed or not, but I knew there was something wrong.
Yes.
So then my oncologist put me on another, where's the bottle? This one? It's like a pill. I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's like really small.
Okay.
And basically it targets mutation. And since being on it, everything else I was feeling in August vanished. But I can't tell you right now if the cancer progressed or not because I was sick with pneumonia. Like in the hospital for 2 weeks. I just got out like a week ago. But since being in the hospital and I got out, I've improved a lot. I only had 3 months to live.
And how long have you been here since?
27 months.
Wow, that's good. I think that when you first laughed, you heard, but that little bit of, you were a little bit in denial?
Yeah. Yeah, I was in denial. Even now I'm still in denial, to be honest.
Denial of what part that you have?
That I have cancer. I just think that this is just an obstacle I need to come by. And like, not God is punishing me, but He's teaching me a lesson. I never took my life seriously before I got sick. And now I see what life is all about. It's like, I laughed actually. I didn't take it seriously enough, to be honest. Think about it like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. Like it didn't register in my head that I had cancer.
At what point did it register?
Maybe like 15 minutes after, when I called my brother-in-law and I called my sister-in-law, then I started crying. And I'm like, I have cancer, eh? Alright, I know God has me, so I'm just gonna go deal with it how I know best.
Wow.
How did you get lung cancer?
It was a mutation. Basically, one tumor developed into like 1,000 tumors. And it's like, we have like a lot of air pockets.
Yeah.
So all the tumors are in my air pockets, basically. So like, they don't know exactly what prompted the cancer to grow. I personally think because I was overweight and my eating habits wasn't well. So like, the sugar and like everything I was eating targeted the cancer cells. Because we all have it in our body, right? So it's like what we eat that triggers them to form the tumors.
Did you ever smoke?
I did for 5 years, but they had told me that's not the cause of it. Yeah.
So not all lung cancer is
Smoke related.
Smoke related,
No.
like or first hand or even second hand.
No.
You can just. You didn't lose your hair.
In the beginning I did, but it grew back. Now I'm on a different clinical trial. I see like patches, but it's not like bald like everywhere. Always been the sick one. Like I had cancer here. It was a low grade cancer. They took it out. And then I had a tumor in my breast, but it was benign. But they took it out.
This is prior to the lung cancer?
No, like before, yeah.
Prior to?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like I've always been the sick one. I don't know, maybe just because I'm the middle child of them.
You have to get the middle child.
I know, I know.
But wow.
I learned from my pain. So I learned that just because you ask God for something and you don't get it right away doesn't mean that you're not gonna get it. For example, I was thinking, how am I gonna buy food next week for me to eat? And my mom came home and she's like, here's $50 for my aunt. And I was wishing for like a good 2 weeks without my mom's house. I'm like, how am I gonna get food? Should I go home? Should I not go home? Should I go home? Should I not go home? And then when I got the $50, I'm like, okay.
Don't worry, girl.
This is one hell of a lesson if you ask me.
I tell ya. And your lesson is for other people as well too, eh? Because as I'm sitting here, I'm taking a lot in. A lot
You're
in.
welcome.
I worship you.
What's the number one thing you intend to accomplish before you go?
Hopefully being cancer free. I don't want to die having cancer. I don't want cancer to think they won. Because I'm running the show, not them. So yeah, being cancer free.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. If you, okay, just before your last breath, right? And you thought that, and just for your last breath, and you still had the cancer. You were not given that clean bill of health or whatever, right? Would you feel like cancer won at that moment?
Yeah, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad at God that He did that.
For real, eh?
Yeah, cause I'm like, I fought this hard and like, they're gonna let me go out like that? I'd be super angry.
Considering the fact that the doctors gave you 3 to 4 and already you're in remission, 27 months, you already won.
How? People tell me that, but I'm like, it's still here. Like, it's still in my body.
Yeah, but if
You're not making it control you.
Exactly. And also too, Tamika, right? If it had its way, you would have been out the day if you found out that you had cancer. You would have been gone 3 months after that. You would have been gone 6 months after that. You would have been gone a year after that.
That's true.
You're giving cancer a fight. And not only that, you didn't start at 1 or you didn't have 2. You had 3B.
That's another way to look at it.
You're a winner.
There's days where I can't go out, but I'll still go. I refuse to settle into what I'm going through right now. Like, even if I can't go and do it, I know I shouldn't. I refuse to let that take over my life. I'm going to school. I'm going to do online schooling because I want to be a life coach. A lot of people approach me and they're like, Tamika, you're such an inspiration. What should I do with this? What should I do with that? So I want to go back to school.
So since being sick, Tamika, right? Was that when you wanted to be a life coach, or did you always want?
I always wanted to be a cook.
Oh wow.
But a month ago is when I realized I should be a life coach. I started reading The Secret, and I started telling a group of girls about it, and they all want to come together and every 2 months and talk about certain aspects of their life and how they're gonna get this, and if it happened already, if it didn't happen already.
It's talking about dreams.
Yeah.
Making them happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, hey, if they're coming to me about this, obviously God's telling me to do this, right? So I want to go to school and just become a life coach.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome. You'd be a perfect inspiration for that, Tamika.
In March, because I went to the doctors by myself, and they were telling me that I won't be able to have kids on chemotherapy, and I was so mad. So I came home and I told my mom, Mom, I'm not going to be able to have kids. And she's like, that's what you're worried about? Doctor said you weren't going to live past December. I'm like, really? So I didn't know until I told my mom.
There's a question I wanted to ask you. You spoke about it earlier in regards to chemotherapy and you having babies. Is that while you're on chemotherapy you cannot get pregnant, or even after you cannot?
They say while, and then after about a year or 2. But I've heard people that have been on it that have gotten pregnant and their babies come out healthy. So I want to try, but am I tempting God too much? When you hear cancer, the first thing you think of is death. So even if they told me or not, it's still in the back of my head that I might die.
For really?
Yeah, in the beginning I did. And I had to go to the chapel every night and pray. Probably in August, I felt that. And I was scared to sleep. I didn't sleep. Because I'm like, I'm not going out this way.
You're a triplet, and being a triplet, do you find that, for instance, because everybody has their own strength, and we know our siblings better, and you're in the womb with them.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you, and when I say the best one, right, I say it with air quotations, do you think that you're the best one to have gotten this illness? Do you think that you are the fighter for it?
Definitely. My sister is a crybaby. My brother, he's a military person. He acts like he's tough, but when you really sit down and talk to him, you can tell he's hurt by what I'm going through. Mm-hmm. So he couldn't handle it for himself, because he can't handle me seeing me like this.
You took one for the team.
Oh, I sure did.
For real.
You guys have a hell of a team.
For real. How did you feel, right, when you were there battling, right, this illness, and your friends around you were still living life? How did you feel?
I still went out.
I
still went to clubs. I still went shopping. I went to the movies. I did everything. Even if I had to bring my oxygen with me, I still did it. I didn't care.
Okay, so next question. Did you not, I'm trying to get the mindset, because this is about satisfying her soul. And there's other women out there that probably don't have the support system, don't have the mindset, don't have the endurance, don't have what it is that you're able to fight this. You understand? So it's saying that when you had that mindset that, you know what, I'm still gonna live life. Were you doing it because you were so in denial that you figured that, you know what, I don't even have cancer. I'm not what doctor's talking about. I don't have cancer. Or were you in the state of, okay, I got cancer, but I'm still gonna live my life, right?
It's a mix of both. Yeah.
Tell me a little more. What do you mean?
I was in denial, but at the same time, I knew I had cancer, and I'm like, I'm not gonna let it run my life. I'm gonna run it.
Let me ask you a question. Do you still have a sex drive?
Yeah.
Are you currently dating right now?
No.
Me neither.
But I wish I was.
For real,
Companionship.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I have like a close friend of mine who I talk to all the time, but he's like a close friend. But that's it.
You find that a lot of men that, okay, if they are interested and they find out that you do have this illness, that you have cancer, that they sometimes shy away or decide that they don't want to develop a relationship because of it?
But recently I have found out that there's somebody that does like me and they don't care that I have cancer because of the way that I am.
That's amazing. So the person that likes you, do you like that person back? Is it reciprocated?
Yeah, but we just haven't told each other. It's weird. It's like I'm scared because I always feel like I know I'm gonna beat it, but I'm like, what if?
For real. Stop playing coy and just, you guys say, let's just chill out. So next question, have you ever invited him over just to chill and just watch movies and just chill? You just chill together?
Yeah.
Okay.
I decided in January that I wasn't gonna do that anymore.
So you stay abstinent.
Yeah.
So she's doing the same thing too. I tried for 2 weeks with my husband. That doesn't work.
You're married.
Yeah, I know. I was just vexed. I know. I'm just joking. So is that okay? Did you make that decision for religious reasons?
I just decided that I was gonna wait until I found the right one. Like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I've been through too much, and it has to be somebody worthy of God.
Are you always speaking to God?
Every day. Even if I say thank you for waking me up. But like always. He's like my best friend. I wish I could marry him, but it's impossible. Like, only God can tell you when you're gonna die. And I had that feeling when I was in the hospital in September. And like, I had a feeling I was gonna die.
September just passed?
In 2011.
2011.
Yeah. And I went to the chapel and I prayed. Because I had that feeling.
What was that feeling like? What feeling? How was it feeling?
Like, you just keep replaying it in your head that you're in a tombstone and like you have your family around you and they're crying. That's the feeling that I had. And like, I just felt like really empty inside.
You did, eh?
Yeah, like my body felt empty, like I wasn't alive.
Like the soul was not there anymore. Like what? So you know, so that what she just explained, right? Is what when people of faith, right, believe that really the shell is just the shell. You understand? And when you said you felt empty inside, to get that feeling that of death, right? It's because you know it's funny. Some people say that like, oh, he or she, they're acting kind of, you know, and they said this before they died, and they're acting kind of weird. And then you say to yourself, I wonder if they had a weird feeling before, because they say things, and you kind of just explain that yeah, there a little bit is a feeling. If you're in tune with what's going on around you, if you're in tune, you can reflect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all comes with that humbleness, where you're able to say, okay, God's speaking to me now. Because in that essence, when you figure that you didn't have the life into you again, you went to the chapel and spoke to God. Did you develop that after being diagnosed with cancer, or did you always have this love for God?
I always had the love for God, but it being this strong is after I got diagnosed.
For real, eh?
Yeah.
What is love?
Love is something that you can't live without. Like, I can't live without my siblings or my mom. It's just like, even though I'm not beside them, I feel empty. But like, when they come to me, it's like I want to just hug them and like just kiss them. To appreciate life, to appreciate my mom that I took for granted, to appreciate my siblings, and I learned what love really is.
What is your happiest childhood memory? What makes it so special?
The day my little brother was born. At first, I loved the fact because he was a baby, but now because I raised him, I appreciate him so much more.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Wow. I don't think there's one thing that I'm grateful for.
So list them.
My family, living.
Your personal support worker, because you spoke highly about her, so I know you.
My nurse, my close friends, Diana and Greg. Thankful for like this apartment. Thankful for everything. Waking up every morning, talking to Royce, talking to my friends, seeing my nurse. Anything makes me smile, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I smile all the time. I just sit down and think about things and I'm smiling to myself. I'm like, what are you doing?
Was that always you?
No.
That's just since?
Yeah. I just got approved for a cleaning service.
Awesome.
We'll come twice a week. Molly made.
Awesome. Things is joy. You like, oh, cleaning service. Well, I'd love that right now too. But that's amazing. You know what I mean?
I was so happy when I found them.
For real.
And I don't have to pay for it, so it's even a bonus.
Definitely. But look, but who's ever coming in here, you already keep your place clean anyway. It's just for you for the washrooms, and because you keep it. I mean, like, you probably want to clean everywhere, but you're tidy, you're clean. Yeah. So that's a good thing, you know.
I had to be. I'm not gonna lie. When I was living with my mom, I wasn't the tidiest person. Yes, but I learned to become that.
For real.
Like, I should have been like that when I was living with my mom, but. You know, kids, you don't care.
We take things for granted, and even as adults we would do that too, you know what I mean? Because you live at home, sometimes it's easier because you're at home, you know what I mean? But when you're on your own, and maybe too, when you look at the grand scheme of things, you're like, there's so much more to life, so okay, why not just clean up my area? Because it helps with the mindset, you know what I mean?
It's true.
Definitely helps with the mindset.
Because I love life. If you're existing, it's like you're just there. But I love my life. I love to do things. Before, when you asked me, am I living or existing? If you would have asked me that 2 years ago, I would have said existing. I didn't care about life. I was always angry, miserable. I just wanted to like party and work, live. I'm fighting to live. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, and it's funny because you have some people that, once again, and I'm not taking away from their pain and what they're able to handle, but there are some people that decide that they can no longer live anymore. You understand? They gave up the fight. They don't want to live anymore. You understand? Yeah. Then you have people like you, right? That every day you're fighting to live. That means you want your life. That means you love life. That means that you're not giving up. Because, and I love how you answered that. I was waiting for you to, you touch on the living part, and I said, please touch on the existing. And when you did, I said, awesome. Because you're right. It's just like you're just waiting. You're there, just waiting to die. No. Nobody just wants to wait to die. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you ask me that question right now, am I living or am I just existing, right? Some days, I just exist. I ain't gonna lie. You understand? Okay. But I have to constantly tell myself, Sonia, live. You understand? Do things. There's so much more I want to do, and I always tell myself, right, that if I was given if I knew that I had a terminal illness, would I do anything different? Damn right I would. I would probably start living. I don't think I have the attitude that where I'll be like, oh, I have this, and I'll go in a corner and just wait until I go. No, I think I'll have. I pray. God, if I ever have to deal with it, I have an attitude like you, Tamika, which is that you want to live. You understand? Have that faith. Love it.
Never stop believing in God. Even if you're at the bottom, in life, and like you feel like you can't move anywhere, you can't do anything, God will come and save you. It's just a matter of time.
Just waiting.
Yeah. Laughter.
Yeah?
I say laughter because if I were to go, I want to go out laughing.
You do, eh?
Yeah. Laughing is such a healing emotion, I guess you could say. So I would love to go out laughing.
Your faith, everybody needs some Tamika in their life, and they need to see this.
Well, tell them to come my way. I love people.
You see,
Yeah, the only person I care about is God. So like, now I try to live a pure life. Because I'm not trying to go to hell for eternity.
Girl, I hear that.
You're defending salvation.
I hear that. How do you feel when you think about your body?
I feel like it is mine 90% of the time. Like I know I'm fighting so hard inside to like get rid of the cancer. Like I'm literally fighting my own body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Almighty God,
Why am I me?
Mm-hmm.
Because of God. Yeah. I'm me because of God. Yeah. Because He lives in me. So, and I live for Him.
Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart is torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the King.
When was the last time you noticed the sound of your own breathing?
Right now.
I know, and you know, it's so weird. So even though we saw this question, these questions for everybody who does satisfying. It's not only for you, eh?
Okay.
So these questions are geared for everybody who does satisfying her soul, right? So it's funny how literally we're talking about breathing,
And you literally hear it.
and
Yeah.
we literally hear it.
Sometimes it's so annoying.
But you know,
But you're giving your life,
if
though.
you're giving
Yeah.
life and you're hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no tears to cry.
Talking earlier about your brother, Desta.
Yeah. He's always around me.
Yes.
I went and seen a psychic about 8 months ago, and the first thing she said is, "Who's that male figure that's always around you? He's like protecting you." And then when I was sick in the hospital, my mom's friend had a dream of 2 male figures standing over my bed, and they told her to tell Lee that they're not ready for her yet. And the person could describe my brother and my uncle, and she never met them before. He's always around me. He's protecting me. Cause like we were so close. Like he was like my best friend
For real?
growing up, yeah. So like I knew he was always around me. So when she told me, I'm like, I know.
Please take me to the King.
My oncologist.
Do you have a relationship with your oncologist?
Yeah.
Yeah? Wow.
Cause she treats me like she would treat her own children. I've had an oncologist before where he didn't have compassion, and she has a lot. Like she's seen that I wasn't doing well, and she's like, no, we're gonna go after this one and go on to another one.
So you feel as though she has your best interest.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but even the compassion part, that's what it is. Yeah. Because some of them might just see what you already have and say, you know what? It is what it is. We'll try this. If it doesn't work, then we tried.
Yeah.
But she's doing all that she can.
It's not diligence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is not working. Tamika, let's put you on something. Let's see. Let's try this. Tamika, let's try this. She's in the fight with you, and you want to know that you have people that's on your team. I love that. I love that.
My heart's torn to pieces.
So last question I want to ask you, Tamika Sutherland. What big lesson could people learn from your life?
Big lesson? I'm still trying to figure that out. Like the big lesson. But I guess not to give up on life. And like everything that happens to you is for a reason. You just have to be patient enough to see what the reason is and learn from it, I guess. But I'm still trying to figure everything out. Because I haven't been healed yet, so I don't really know exactly what the big lesson is till I'm healed.
I don't have much to bring.
But one thing I can say is us sitting here with you and you putting on a fight to live, that's a lesson that I'm going to remember.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A lot. So when I go back December 18th, I think, that's when I'll know if the cancer progressed or not. I tell myself I'm going to be healed. Like they're going to say the cancer's gone.
What impact do you want to leave the world?
The impact? Me? I don't know what actually to say. Just me, the way that I am, the positiveness.
When I leave this world, I'll leave no regret.
I even seen that in Canada they actually have a cure for cancer, but they don't want to produce it because it only makes like $1 off of it. So they would rather have us sit there and suffer and make money than cure us.
Here to inspire.
I realize that now.
What you call a natural fighter. That's a natural fighter.
I'm going.
Yes. Trust me, God's real.
I live each day until I die, and know that I meant something in somebody's life. The hearts I have touched will be the proof that I leave, that I made a difference. And
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Tamika.
I hope I become famous.